Hi, I'm Lucas Hsu, a current senior at Lee High School. Today, I'll be discussing my presentation on assessing current and future heatwave risks and engineering solutions in San Jose, California. Some background on heatwaves. They are prolonged periods of time where the temperature is abnormally high. This is usually at least 3 to 5 days. Some causes of heatwaves are global warming, which is the most well-known cause, but also urbanization. Urbanization leads to deforestation, air pollution, and more condensed populations. And condensed populations lead to enhanced air pollution and deforestation. Urbanization also leads to something called the urban heat island effect. This is where the materials used to create cities reflect sunlight rather than absorbs them like soil or vegetation would. This causes the hot air reflected to be trapped around the city and form a dome shape, like in the picture below. This intensifies heat waves and also increases the frequency of them. Some background on San Jose. It's located on the west coast of California, a little southeast of San Francisco. It has a population of 1 million, making it the 13th most populated city in the US. Apple, Facebook, and Google all have their headquarters here, making it a pretty important city. So what are some current heatwave risks in San Jose? Well, increased temperatures will lead to structural problems in the buildings. It can also cause electrical efficiency issues, where more electricity gets used by citizens for AC, leading to a bigger strain on the electric grid. There are also health risks with increased heat, as there's a bigger likelihood for heat strokes, and with a bigger population, there's a bigger population of senior citizens as well, so there are even greater health risks for them. And of course, a rising climate heat, which means that the average temperature will increase over time in the future, leading to the climate being stuck at a very high temperature. Some current solutions in place for San Jose are cooling centers, where they provide free water and shade for the very hot days. High temperature warnings are also in place that alert citizens of when there are high temperature days coming up. And then solar energy is another solution, where they take advantage of the sunlight, and also these solar panels provide shade for the citizens. But if the temperature keeps rising, just these solutions will not be enough. Some solutions in other places that could apply is Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi also experiences very intense heat, leading to them taking some very creative solutions. As they are pretty technologically advanced, they have used technology to create a solution called on their Al Bahar towers, which use shade panels to reflect sunlight away from cities or towns and providing more shade to them. This reduces heat waves in that area and provides more shade, as stated before. Athens, Greece is another place that has found a solution to heat waves and high temperatures. They use vegetation on the roofs, called their green roof process. This helps with the heat due to a plant process called evapotranspiration, where plants release water vapor from their stems and soils because the increased heat causes the water in them to evaporate. They also increase the plant life of the city to help with this evapotranspiration. Another city is also Sydney, where they're increasing the amount of shade they get from trees to increase what's known as tree canopy cover. This increases shade around the city, making it cooler for the city in general and the citizens. Their most recent data from 2022 shows that 21.7% of the city has tree canopy cover. You could see that in the picture on the left, where all the green is the tree canopy cover. They hope to achieve 40% tree canopy cover by 2036. So, are any of these solutions applicable to San Jose? Here's a table I've created on positives, negatives, and if they're applicable. Abu Dhabi is very technologically advanced, meaning it could last for a very long time, and it also can have a pretty wide coverage depending on how many buildings have them. The negatives are it's expensive, but I would say it's applicable since San Jose is also a very technologically advanced city, and California has one of the highest GDPs in the world, higher than a lot of countries. Athens, positives are it gives more vegetation and more cooling to the city, but the negatives are that lots of buildings are privately owned, and the roofs of these buildings may require structure changes. So a city like San Jose would need the government to forcibly install these in buildings that might not want them. So I wouldn't say it's very applicable. Sydney, the last city, has a few positives, which is also increased vegetation, but also increased shade. But the negatives would just be less building space. So I would agree that it is applicable in San Jose. That is my presentation on my research paper. Thank you for listening.